Așa. Bun, ia să vedem ce am făcut aici. Deci nu am nicio posibilitate să fac. Dacă sunt în board. Prepare it. Wait for this to finish. Frames were deliberately drawn with fill color and defined transparent grid showing. We now get default fill white. Two things I noticed: your uncommitted frame TS default. Okay, head for title section framing before I touch anything. Pointed tools. The frame literal, so they now follow the source. Perfect. Existing boards are untouched. Frame already, sir. Okay, perfect. So I found what I needed. Your style sheets are usually self-documenting, so the second question has a precise. Here's both. What your whiteboard project's design would be called. You actually have to deliver designs. System link by the token CSS means the split explicitly the site shell. Dashboard minimalist, no, brutalist. Okay. The board engine Chrome soft material. Apply soft material UI to the web. I guess the question here is if I use this project, will Adobe sue me? Because I have a similar product with their products. Underlying code implementation spectrum, React spectrum, blah blah blah. Or this is open source under Apache license. No non-compete restrictions. Adobe Clean. I wasn't going to use that. I expect of course back on system fonts. I don't need any trademark. I could risk a trade dress. I had no idea that's how it's called. Use React area with custom tokens. Okay. So I don't want to risk it. Which planning? Okay. Future. Wait a second. How was this called? The plan about type should be Bezier. Type. Yep. I guess what's next here? Okay, legacy system by decline so require a non-aliasing mapping. assume that the current just test. The hell is this? Video UI design. No, I don't want Figma. Apply the avatar component to the account. Let's make first create the to be each avatar with Now, how do you call the menu that is below it? Because I am clueless about that. guessing it's a popover with a menu. Yeah, it's a popover with a menu. The flyout UI must contain 7 category sections in a tab format. Huh? Should it be in a tab format? Yeah, also the can be searched just like icons. Okay, let's do a load save. This one is working on the material design, and we have a huge follow-up there. Yeah, I'll do a plan critique. Think about the shapes that the think about the base primitives context of simple system design scenario like the HTTP client uses GWT to service A, then service A needs to connect to service B, C, which in turn need to communicate via HTTP with other services which are not exposed. I, B, C, D, F, G. So B, C, D, F, G are not exposed, and in theory they can use the client GWT or interrupt token. I want to yes, involved. Let's see, cache. Okay, this one finished. Let's see what it did. Okay. Now ensure sure. Page in container. Do it. What's a menu bar? On this one. Okay, so this is what I need. Menu bar. Let's start with simple stuff. What is here? Save load on I created save load. Dedicated reference with every claim verified against the actual code. Every type of reference clickable. Serialized shape. You can insert medium straight to the declaration. Consider Save. I want to see the save. So v2 document camera nodes edges. Okay. Yeah, I think I got an idea. Based on the check v2 document type and subsequent types. And create a prompt. Document it in port to LMD, which explains in simple terminology without ceremony how to interpret the TypeScript types in order to be able to understand how box shape A, how for example shape A connected to shape B. Okay. So it looks like I'm running out of tokens, which is, I hope it's just on. Ah, it's actually the session. Okay. Whatevs. I still have RG. But let's see how fast this. Maybe I'll pause this and wait for the conversion to happen. Mitchell, I'm using Fable because by default, because I'm actually working on a whiteboard and it has a lot of components and it needs to do a lot of coding. For the planning, I usually don't use Fable. For the planning, I'm switching to Gemini, to AGI, with its own model, and then I put it back into Claude. I put the whole plan and then I just critique it. But for coding, Fable. I could fall back to Opus, I don't care. I'm not trying to be token conscious here. I'm not working, only when I work with Copilot. At work, of course. Let's see, is he able to finish this? If not, in the meanwhile, I'll check what Copilot did here. Thanks for asking me to work on this. Jesus Christ, Copilot at its best. I want it balanced, not too light. Copilot wasn't able to. Okay, let's do another. Bucket sort. Thank you for asking me to. What the hell, man? Like, what's up with these agents? Okay, here I'm gonna use Opus. So I'm using Copilot in the cloud for a different project. Here is Copilot is acting as an agent. It's just part of my testing, how understanding how this works. And the way this works is in GitHub you have a workflow and you can create a, for example, in my case, it's an hourly content review. It just reviews continuously the content, and the instruction is somewhere in here. It's a markdown file that it reads from the root of the project, content review and refine. And what I think I didn't do here, I should have told him to just be very brief. Oh, okay, I told him. Clear, concise, accessible, no unnecessary, no emojis or awkward phrasing. But it still did it. I should have used the new skill, the new, where is it? The new methodology here, the working agreement. Be brief, no filler, no preamble. Do not truncate the code. No emojis. Stuff like that. Now the real question is this going to finish in time? Code. Let's see. No, I don't think it will finish. I'm actually using Copilot I'm using Copilot in the CLI. I'm using Gemini. Gemini is now called Agi. If you look here, this is Agi. So this is, I'm using this one and Claude. But as far as coding harness or whatever you want to call it, like tooling, I feel like Claude actually gets it. Although I started to make my skills for all of these tooling. So for example, here I have a tool which I need to update because it's no longer I have a skill, it's no longer for Claude code only. And there are some skills. The most important skill here is critic, which actually creates a big differentiator for me. It actually, I'm using this on a daily basis in Copilot at work and home with Agi and Claude Code. God damn it, I need to update this project. I honestly like Copilot as well, but sometimes it dumbs down on me. I don't know why. CD Claude Code. Let's use Agi. Anti-gravity CLI. Holy shit. Okay, I have renamed this project to, and I am also designing actual skills to work for Claude Code, IG, Gemini, CLI, and Copilot. Make a plan to update the repository documentation such that it reflects that the skills are to be used with any of the agents. And you will see, I will, after this I will use plan critique. Let's see what happened here. The website UI is now fully rewritten in MIUI. Oh shit. Is it? Okay, I'm interested here. Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, I have no loader on my page. This UI is done. Whatever. Perfect. Oh, interesting. My cursor didn't die. What? Okay, let's go back to Agi. What does it say? So new repository, unified adversarial user-driven planning workflow. I like this core planning proposition. Let me write this down. I like this. Okay, file by file update plan, main readme change, blah blah blah, iterative. Okay, skills Gemini. Okay, installation section, add dedicated instructions. Okay, and now for this plan, I do plan critique. this plan, current this plan. But let me read this. The context section ensure origin of files are explicitly listed. This plan. Take into account that the hell did I want to write here? Take into account that I also need to update my remote locally because I'm too lazy to do that. Make sure you address the install section by coding by agent. For some reason, Agi returns responses very fast, but the solution is not that tight as Cloud Code. I have barely used Cloud Code, lots of time using Open Code and PI. Okay, I really appreciate being able to use one subscription to access almost all LLMs. Open Code has been pretty good. I never used Open Code. Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. It's just I prefer to go as close as possible to the source. I don't want any magic. I want to understand how, for example, Copilot works behind the scenes, and I have explored that. I've seen how it creates the databases, how it works behind the scenes, and so on. The same with Claude. So critique, update repository documentation information for multi-agent support, keywords documentation, okay. Okay, so now it starts the iteration 1, but it presents it to me. Also, something that I added in the critique is that it has to confirm most of the findings. Just started using Oh My Pi. Well, I'm using Oh My ZSH, but Oh My Pi. Coding agent with IDE wilding. Oh shit, no, I'm not going there. Continuous return. Every tool benchmarked. Nah, you're not gonna catch me here. Please Google. Okay, so the reason, okay, it's good. I mean, I'm using LSP a lot. So for TypeScript, Claude Code knows how to use LSP. Yeah, I'm not using IDE either. I stopped using it. I'm just reviewing code via IDE. Just using the CLI. Confirmed. Plug in a marketplace manifest. Okay. Suggested update all repositories. Okay. Readme separates. Working agreement on Miss Gemini. Yeah. Create 3 sub-readme files for each of agents and reference them. Yeah. The skills dropped. Yeah. Using CLI is the best thing, or not using the IDE, because when you're using LLMs inside the IDE, you get very dumb. So for example, right now, if I want to review something, I want to go here and look, okay, this is the type that it created, these are the properties. I don't want any inference here, or you know, suggestions or stuff like that. But I'm curious if AGI, by the way, this has usage. Usage. Turns out I blew out my Claude and GPT models, and now weekly limit remaining, I'm at 94%. Refreshes in 120 hours. What the hell? Okay. Guessing this plan will make it. Some documentation. Okay. Okay. And now I do another plan critique. Actually, I can do plan critique as long as I have tokens and the context doesn't get bigger, until it says, you know what, I don't have anything to critique. Sorry, I'm blown away how it has solved so many problems. Yeah, it solves a lot of problems. Okay, whiteboard. Do you know Miro? Miro is a whiteboard that I used to use a lot. And I just wanted to make my own board, which allows me to export whatever I do here, and then yeah, that's basically it. It has multiplayer, so if you invite somebody on your board, you can collaborate. It uses simple shapes, simple colors, simple paradigms. I'm gonna make it available for free as an app, and also it's available for free right now here, but I want to make it available offline for free. Okay, merge critique into the plan. I just wanted the whiteboard. It's just my, I don't know, my way of learning. And everything started with me doing this ECS library prior to the AI era. And I do this, I made this ECS library, which is Entity Component System, which allows me to create a lot of things like this, like for example, a game, or you know, whiteboard. I'm just using basic primitives, rectangle, and so on. It's just an exercise for me, but at the end of the day, I want it to be free software for individuals, and also collaborative if you want collaboration. And I'm grinding at it. Okay, are you ready to execute? No. Plan critique again. Not yet. I don't have that feature yet. I'm still considering it, how to implement it actually, because I have some limitations in the VPS where I'm hosting this, but I will definitely have that. I'm a fan of Fireworks. If you know this tool that was decommissioned by Adobe, I used to work for Adobe, and Adobe decommissioned Fireworks, and I want to replicate Fireworks on a smaller scale, so I also want to have an embedded image editor. Yeah, arrows here work exactly like on Miro, because I like that very much. So whenever I have a presentation, like a video like a call with a colleague, I can explain instantly, hey, this is how the system works, and then this returns here, and blah blah blah, and stuff like this. And I still have to do here, I need to add some manipulation, more manipulation. Also, for example, if this is a HTTP request, you could have text here, something like token. Still working on the UI and UX fixes. No issues found. Plan, execute. Collaboration piece was actually easy to do. I'm actually curious to see how it works because of the ECS thing. If you let me do something here. Just test word. If I didn't knew how to do the ECS stuff, can edit, copy link, I wouldn't have known how to do multiplayer. And I also have a skill. I have extracted the skill in case you ever decide to go that route. Just so you know, all my learnings about multiplayer are here. It's go to my profile on GitHub, and then multiplayer concurrent control, and you have all the use cases that you can possibly have, and if you feed these to the LLM, it will know how to implement. Yeah, you appear as guest because you are not registered, and then the brush tool is still shitty. I need to use interpolation, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I just started this, so I had it in my mind for the last, I don't know, 10 years, and I did it pre-AI era, but then with the AI everything became faster. Let's see, do you want me to proceed with execution? You can reorder and adjust. I have parsed the following: local git plugin. Okay. Make sure you also update the skill version banner. Thanks. Thanks, Mitchell. At the end of the day, I mean, as you saw, everybody can build something right now, right? Exactly. You start to look back and you say, okay, I have this project, I'm on my last 20%, and you're like, you know what? I can do it right now. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I want to take all my passion projects and finish them. Just get them out there. Like I was able to put out a record, a music record. I had the music composed in 2019, but I didn't have money to record it, and I was able to with Suno AI, I was able to, you know, make it perform to the music that I wanted, the lyrics, everything. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Took me months, and also I didn't have time because I was always working. So coming back home, working on a passion project, it was very hard. Not to mention that everything that I have, for example, if I have an issue in real life, like with the, let's say like a piping problem, like with the pipes or whatever, I can draw a diagram and then, you know, make a picture. Prototyping disposable is more approachable, yes. prototyping and a boilerplate is permanently, in my opinion, is permanently solved. I used to be, that was my differentiator when I was working in software companies. I used to prototype very fast, but now it's no longer a differentiator, so I had to adapt. Okay, look, blah, blah, blah. Okay, commit and push the changes, then archive. Can you imagine that having a prototype tool like 10 years ago would probably have costed billions, millions of dollars and billions? Think about Adobe and such. I like how Adobe was about to pay at some point, you know, like 30 billion for Figma. And they weren't able because I think the FTC or somebody stopped them. But now somebody like you and me who have enough time and knowledge could do a mini Figma project, right? Could start chipping away from that marketplace. So I'm kind of curious what is the next move for Adobe and Figma. Like they had the project Adobe XD and it was a failure, so they had to remove it. Is a vector design tool, blah blah blah, website wireframing. Remember when this was a thing? Website wireframing. I don't know. I don't even understand how the future will look. Header, no, let me check. Runtime coding, okay. Here's the thing that I don't get. Run them anywhere, leave them running. It holds real terminals open so your work survive. Look, think about it like this. You can do this right now on your machine, I think, without needing this tool. I mean, you can basically, I think you can ask Claude Code, how can I keep this session alive or something like that. But I'm kind of curious how this does it. Okay, and that isn't there. Header. Okay. Is a server running in background and the terminals lives inside it. As long as it's on the same Claude Code license, this makes sense. Install, okay. New to terminal multiplex, you don't need to like shortcut, header more quick play in their workspace. It's a multiplexer like TMX. Yeah, I need to read about this because I don't understand the session state stuff. are they looking like, how are they keeping something open which doesn't belong to them? Are they probably they're using the callbacks. I forgot how they are called in Cloud Code. Detach and retach, yes, yes, and yes, the person never stops, server restart. No. Codex, Grok. Okay, so Copilot resume ID. Well, I know this, yeah, but persistence. How does this work? Detach. So it opens a session. Ah, okay, it has its own, but how does it? I should check the source code. It's Rust. Yeah, I would be curious to look into the source code of this and understand how on earth does this control Claude CLI. I mean, in theory, you can do something like Claude help, or what was the custom commands. I'm guessing they know something that I don't know. Because you also have a loop inside Claude. Yeah, it would be interesting to check the source code. Subscription. Well, if they work with the Anthropic subscription, then that's another thing. But I don't think they are working with the subscription. They're working with the... Right now, if you close your terminal that you're running Claude in, your Claude session is ended. Yeah. Two. Ah, okay. And with TMUX, whatever is pronounced like TMUX, the terminal is not closed. Yeah, right. That I know for sure, because I used to resurrect terminals via remote SSH tunnel, blah blah blah. But that thing is just a script, like it's a bash script. Why would I use this whole thing? If you ran your Claude session in header, you open a new terminal, attach it to your header session, and you're exactly where you left off. Okay. But don't you want it to, do you want it to run continuously, or why would you? Okay, I understand this from a remote perspective. So let's say, because I used to have a tunnel to my local PC, to my PC. TMUX is a server, so is header. Okay. You know what? Let me do this. Draw clear. Draw me a diagram on how header is working with code on my local subscription, not the Anthropic one, and is able to work continuously on a task, but also manage the session when, for example, the token I reached token limit. Does it use the hooks? Draw a HTML SVG diagram. Make it simple. Keys. Don't embellish. Normally I should see it from the code, but I don't know where to look. Right, maybe in server. Handoff, keep bindings, and string. Let's see what it says. Oh, come on, don't output it here. Jesus. Put the HTML file on disk so I can view it in my browser. Jesus. Cloud run a regular CLI authenticated with your personal. Okay. Stored in Cloud JSON, not via paper. That's good. Continuous execution header runs as a terminal daemon, similar to AI or RTM UX. Perfect. If a long task ran for hours, you can close your terminal. Okay. The PTI process stay alive in the background. Perfect. When your subscription hits your running window, Cloud halts output wait message. The integration hook immediately signals blocked. So it works with the hooks. Another cool thing is you can collaborate with this. You can let others SSH into whatever. Yeah. I did this for my sister. Like, my sister is a total noob, and I did exactly the same thing for her. Terminal multiplexer runs detached and persistent. Unix controls. Okay, received working. Agent state sidebar working. Blocked idle. Oh shit. Okay, so okay, I might start using this. Hooking settings. Emit session start tool state local subscription. Okay, so I have it's based on local subscription. Uses Claude hooks header agent state. Okay, so it has a hook in Claude. Right, so it's based on hook. Okay, TMUX, then hook, then how. What if I use my plan create? No, my plan critique skill. Can I tell it the header agent to continuously do apply the skill until there's nothing, no more findings? Because if I can do that, I can create an agent that continuously reviews random pages or random files while I'm at work, and I can have one that reviews for security. By design, rule number 7 in your do not edit project code during this phase. This phase writes critical adjustment, make it fully autonomous. Generate critical update plan with finding, repeat. How to prompt the header. In your header pane running, give it this directive. Execute, inspect the generated if the findings. Update plan. You can detach from header. Close your laptop. Okay. Okay. So if I try to find here working pane agent state. So it looks for this generalistic states: idle, working, blocked, unknown. And then you just abstract it to Copilot, whatever. No worries. I can't work on that. I can't work quote unquote because I have I need to wait 1 hour for my tokens to get back on Claude. No, this is very good. That's why I do these sessions. I just want to share some info, maybe get back. Let's check the README. Okay. Okay, I might use this, yeah. Oh, okay, so it also delivers a skill. Okay. I will try this. I really like it. I like the idea. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Did I update the, and then I'm off to eat something. So plan critique skills, planning skills for Claude and RG, blah blah blah. Iterative plan to review. Okay, it updated for detail agent specific Claude code, RG GitHub, Claude code, plugin marketplace. Okay, for RG. Okay, this is what I wanted. Marketplace add. Now I actually need to revisit this with Copilot. Should I do it with let me do it with this one, extra high. There. Review, make a plan to review. No, actually review this repository and test if the claimed skills can be easily added to Copilot. Report back the findings so I can review them before applying any changes. Copilot has this way of doing changes without actually you asking it to do a change. So I don't know why at work it always starts like, oh, okay, I just did this update. What? No, just report back. And I like how Copilot, this is the part that I like about Copilot. So behind the scenes, there is a .copilot here, and then you have a session state, and then let's see, date modified today, right? And then you have a database, session database. If you import this into your here into your it's an SQLite. Okay, and if you go, where is it, file, God damn it, show me the, okay, Copilot session state. Which one was it? 129 blah blah blah. Okay, this one. If you go to session and you test the connection and open it here, you will actually gain insight into how Copilot works. Well, it didn't do shit here. I don't know why. Ah, because I don't have a plan yet. Wait. I don't have a plan yet. You will see the plan here. So just check session state, your session. All the files are here, all the checkpoints, the research. But then this file, the database file, will contain the plan. Well, let's see when it finished. The repository has native skill installed CLI support. I'm now validating discovery. Yeah, after it will make a plan, it will put it here. Let me see if I have another plan to show. Something random. Where is it? Copilot, session state. I picked a random session. I hope it's still nothing. Let's wait until it does the to-do here. Yeah, exactly the thinking plan. You will see all the stuff here, how it breaks it down. And occasionally I noticed it creates additional tables. For example, if it has something to research in steps, like go here on multiple sources, it will create a custom table. Copilot installation, key installation. Okay. What? Findings. Okay. Make a plan to address these. Huh, it used my own skill, this one, plan critic. But let's see, it should populate this at some point. No, not the context. It only stores the task and the description. The context, I think it is in the description. But okay, what the name of the plant should be? Copilot ready skill. And then in to do depths, it does like If it has cross dependencies, hey, I need to wait for these to finish in order to start the next, it does that. But I'm not sure why it doesn't do this. Let's see, session ID. I'm on the right session. Still nothing. 29 kilo. Let me check if there's something. 29 kilo. Only when he has a bigger plan does that. At work with the copilot that I have for enterprise bullshit, it always does these plans here. I'm trying to fish out something here. I guess I can't find. Yeah, try it. Thanks. The idea is, look, the trick is like this. I'll show you the best trick. This is how I came to have this skill. But maybe in the beginning you might not need it. You might find it cumbersome. But check it out. If you use this phrase, there are other SQL DB files in those. No. Only one. Only one. Only the session one. But you know, I'm quite shocked that it didn't do anything here. I guess it's still in the planning phase. Okay, let me show you this. So if you, let's say you're making a plan, you want to do something. If you make an adversarial review, this will typically the LLM will try, it doesn't matter, it's Copilot, whatever. I think somewhere inside the harness, the tooling or whatever, it does an adversarial review and it picks out a section from your plan, like security wise, performance, and it tries to refute it. Then I have this prove it, show me the failing test first, which is a TDD approach, test driven development. And then further down the line, I have, of course, I have this is my thing, like plan, critic, execute. And then I have this, write the tests first, confirm they fail, then implement until they pass. Don't modify the test, because the LLM has the tendency to be overly optimistic, and if it sees previous tests that it written and now they are failing, it goes back and modifies them, but you don't want it to modify them. So it's this TDD approach will take you a little bit more tokens, but my god, the final result, oh, it's better. It's way better. And then I incorporated this in this plan thing. So let's see here. It says that on the session 1 to 9. Okay, what do I have here? I have the plan. Do I really have a plan? No. What session is this? Huh, interesting. So it delegated the plan to my actual skill. And now the plan is in the folder. Okay, yeah. I mean, I should expect this because I created this. So with this plugin, instead of having the plan stored there in its memory, it's actually the plan is stored here in planning. So you have copilot ready skill. This is the plan, and it's actually here. And when you archive it, it puts it here. And the idea is that you can always go back to your previous plans. So I give you an example. On another project, if you go in the planning and archive, you can see a lot of plans here. When I did the algorithms, the database and everything. And the reason you want to store the plans, because at some point you want an executive log. Like, what exactly did you do at that point? Did you update this, that? And this is good for incidents. It's not good to have in context all the time, of course. You keep it out of your context, but for incidents. And I think my skill is hijacking the database, or the plan is small. Okay. Plan critique. What's interesting is that in the skills you can also tell it, hey, use a powerful model when coding, use a lesser model when you're just searching for something. Okay, now language server. The language server thing is something that I added to the skill because it treats LSP. So it okay. I also have the token cost. So always on overhead 90 tokens. Yeah. This is what I documented. Jesus. Okay, I keep forgetting. But it's interesting that it didn't do anything here. No files, no research, just some backups on a single checkpoint. Shit, I gotta eat. Hey Michelle, thank you for showing me stuff. Herder is definitely on my list. Also keep in mind that you can do this, maybe you can do it, you can do this on your own. It identifies to confirm chapter 3 gaps, pin provision, copilot CLI explicitly, make smoke test root safe. What smoke test? I'm kind of curious. Okay, let me update this crap. So merge critique into plan. It now pins node. What? I guess it added some tests. Let's see if I do another plan. Oh, why is it plan critique and none? Ah, okay, it doesn't support the same naming conventions. Run kit critic again. Let's see, the database is still 29 kilobytes, so nothing done there. Save plan to, yeah, could in theory, but I don't want it to. That's just copilot stuff. Yeah, I could do that. I could tell it use your SQLite to store the process, the thinking process there. But if it doesn't do it, actually, you know what? I'll try to execute this and see what happens. Yeah, let's do plan execute. No issue found. Ready to plan execute. Okay, let me see. So when I do plan execute, does it do anything? Uncommitted files are present. Proceed with the current work tree. I could tell it to work on a separate work tree, but I don't care in this case. Let's see. Nah, still nothing. I don't know why. Okay, this proceed with this order is something that I have in the skill. It asks you, do you actually want to proceed in this order? And it's interesting that these steps typically should exist in its plan here. But I guess because I outsource it, you know what, let's ask why haven't you written any steps to ignored while user authored plan remained visible? Commit these steps? No. Let's see. Because the execution skill specifies project local. Ah, okay, because I'm overriding it with this. Not the copilot sessions SQL readable. No database write tool was available, so I recorded step state in execution state. Okay. Interesting. Maybe I don't want this. So copilot. Maybe I don't want this, right? Session. Execution state. This is from my skill, but I don't understand. Okay. No, but this is deliberate from my because when I did this skill, I had no idea I'm gonna use Copilot and Agi and whatnot. So I have these steps written here, and it continuously updates this execution state because the plan is actually the what should have been in the database. But now that I see this, maybe I want to use the SQLite database because I think that's better, right? I'll put it here as a separate note. Jesus Christ. Okay, steps to complete it. All skills markdown with formatted. Still discover for to commit this step. Yes, and all remaining steps. Because I think now I have the revelation that oh, for Christ's sake, we totally ignored the fact that it shouldn't commit with a copilot, co-authored by copilot. Validate copilot skill. Which changes here? Do you authorize this configuration? Yes. Jesus, copilot. My God. I guess the hardness of copilot is fine. It's just I should document this. Yeah, we'll document this and tell it that in case in this case it should use the SQLite database because it will use less tokens. Fail only because the local Ruby amulet check was used an unavailable API. Unavailable API? What? At least it automated this in GitHub. For Copilot, of course. Wait a second here. So, are you telling me that work plan Copilot? So previously in previous session you said but doesn't this mean that the skill in Copilot will use more tokens? Isn't more efficient to stick to SQLite? FYI, I have some issue connecting to several LLMs today. I just started, working. I didn't have any authorization, tag creation, yes. Copilot doing Copilot things. Check this out. Bad escape in JSON. Copilot skills. Read the contract before. Exact read-write contract. No. SQLite would not be better source of truth. It could marginally reduce tokens for transient lookup state, but the savings are negligible. Besides the plan, project instruction source file diff test. Okay. Execution state and execution are intentionally project local because they must survive Copilot session boundaries, be inspectable by the user. True. Support resume rollback. True. And be included in the Copilot sessions SQLite store is session private infrastructure, not a portable project artifact. Yeah. The earlier statement about the no database write tool was accurate for that run, but even with one available, the right design remains. File system state is authoritative. Yes, yeah. Okay. So include Git in the release commit. Yeah. So it's fine. Because when I thought about this, I thought as in you are executing you can execute multiple plans in parallel, but you have to you have to store the execution state, and it has to be you have to be able to commit it to Git, because maybe the plan is interrupted or whatnot. You know, I thought about having this stored somewhere on disk. Okay, implement the release, add session 1 to 120 colon skill is solid, untrack local artifacts. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need it to do that. Perfect. Okay. I'm out. Michelle, thank you for sharing details with me. I need to grab something to eat because it's late for me. Thank you and